You're listening to the #1 all-female reselling podcast. Like, subscribe, and share. Hello, and welcome to Flippin' Fantastic Podcast, episode 91. I'm O87 Official.
I'm Amy, Beach by Repeat, and we have a special guest who is, go ahead.
Kristen, I'm a real squirrel.
Yay! We're so glad Kristen could join us. I'm so excited.
This is so exciting. I love a girl
I know.
podcast.
Yes,
Yay.
yes. Estrogen overload.
Beardless. Yay.
The Beardless podcast.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a new podcast right there, the Beardless.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
No beards.
That would be a good one. That would be totally no beards. So we also do a female reseller of the week, which I'm sure you know. So
Yeah.
Kristen is going to be our female reseller of the week because she's also our guest. So we just want to put that out there
Thank
because
you.
we're only supporting the females. Well, not only supporting the females, but
Yeah. But we
Yes.
gotta put us
female
to the
resellers of the
forefront
week.
because let's go.
No kidding.
Well, go ahead. Let's let Kristen tell us about herself, and then we can talk about that. Like how long
Okay.
where do you resell? What do you resell? How long have you resold?
Okay, so I recently moved back to the Midwest, that's where I grew up. So I live in Illinois now. We've been in Colorado for the last 15 years, so I miss it. It was so fun to go thrifting out there. Such great sourcing.
Yeah,
And
I bet.
I sell everything. I started out selling just mostly wares. My very first sale was a Longaberger basket on eBay in
Okay.
1997. So
Wow.
I've been on there for a really long time. Let's see, what 97? That makes it what 26
7.
years?
20.
27 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've been on eBay for 27
Wow.
years. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think
Were you reselling though, or were you like selling your own stuff? Like that basket that you sold? Like what was that? Like how did you
Yeah.
start that?
So the consignment chat ladies and I have talked about this because love those girls. They that that was actually a consignment. My sister-in-law had some baskets and was like, "Hey, I don't know that I need these," and they were so popular. So
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I sold some for her and then another lady, and then she had some rubber stamps, so I sold some Stampin' Up! Stamps for her and some of mine, and then
This was like
my
every
kids were
party you
little,
went
so
to in the late 90s.
yes, it was. So so I sold that kind of stuff, and then we lived way out in the country, so it was really hard to have a yard sale, and since I
Okay.
had little kids, I would put a lot of stuff on eBay and it was back in the day when you didn't put pictures on, and if you did put a picture on, you had to pay, like, 10 cents or a quarter to add
Right.
a picture,
Oh
Mhm.
my.
so,
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
and they would send you cash in the mail, and then you would
Mhm.
send it, and just it was on the honor system. Of course, you sent me a money order for this
Right.
all crap up, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna send it to you, and I did. So, it was a lot of the honor system. There was no tracking system. There was no, um, support system. It was completely I felt like I was on an island until about, maybe 2016. And then
Wow.
I realized that there was all these other people out here on YouTube and, Instagram and stuff like that that did the same thing that I did, and, then you just get all excited again, and you start all over, and that's when you start meeting friends and it becomes fun. So, I've
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been doing this way long time, way long time.
Wow. 97.
Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah, I remember using eBay. I would buy belt buckles off of eBay. And I could remember, then this was it was probably like 2000-ish. And I remember it would take forever to like scroll to the next page.
Oh,
You'd
yeah.
have to wait for it to load to look at the next
Mhm.
item. Oh,
Yes.
it's
And I
so
was on
crazy.
on dial-up. So if
I
you
was
were
gonna say this is
scrolling
dial-up days.
and you had call
Oh
waiting,
my.
and someone
Oh,
Oh,
would call,
no.
yes.
and it would kick you off, and you'd have to start all over, and if you were, like, putting a listing in, and someone called, and I had teenage girls at the time, so I was constantly getting phone calls to make
Yeah.
one listing. Oh my gosh, I just wanna finish this listing,
Took
guys, and you
forever.
can't control who's I know,
Oh
so
my
I'd mostly do it when they were at school so
Mhm.
that I didn't have, like, but during the summer, forget it. There's no way. There was kids like
Yeah.
I like
That's so
Oh,
funny.
man.
I
yeah,
remember that. My mom
my
did
mom
transcription at home, and it was over the phone too.
Oh, wow.
uh-huh,
So it would kick her off if the phone rang, and she would say, "Hurry up and get off the phone so I can, get back to work." So
yeah.
Oh,
I
man.
remember that. Jeez.
Yeah,
Wow.
they would I would so our computer desk was at the top of the stairs. There was nowhere else to put it. We couldn't put it in somebody's bedroom because then they would think it was their computer, and we only had the one computer in the house. So
Right.
it
Yeah.
would all take turns in this hallway. So as kids are running back and forth, and you're trying to pay attention, and somebody would call, and I'd be like, "Come on, what's going on?"
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
that's
I don't miss
crazy
those
to think
days.
that That's crazy to think that people would buy off eBay and there was no pictures of the things,
Oh,
you know?
those listings didn't do very well. I mean, at first, like the first maybe year or so, there was few that didn't have photos, and nobody bought those. So
Yeah.
Right.
you realized that you had to pay the 10 cents, but there was a lot of people that were like, "I'm not paying 10 cents to put on a
Mhm.
photo."
Yeah.
And then you'd see things that were like, "Red shirt." What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't
Oh,
I can't even think of how you would upload how would you take a picture on what? A camera? And how did you get
yes.
the photo from your camera to the computer back in those days? I don't even remember.
Well, so it depended on your
'Cause I
camera, because you could get a cord that would go from your USB or what is that thing called? Your tower. You would put the
Yeah.
cord into the tower and to your camera, and then all of it would upload, or you had an SD card that would go into the slot that's
Mhm.
on the side of the thing,
Yeah.
you know?
In the '90s? They had that in the '90s?
Maybe late night I mean, '97. It was late
I
'90s
get
when this started. So
I guess. I
Yeah, I
remember the
remember.
first time I saw a digital camera,
oh, yeah.
there was a I remember the very first time. I remember where I was. I mean, it was like when the Challenger blew up. I remember where I was the first time someone took a picture and then they showed me the camera and I was like, "Whoa, that's amazing." Like, I remember that. That was
Yeah.
completely like mind-blowing to me.
Yeah,
And that
I
had to
got
been
my first
Oh, that was probably the same time,
early 2000s, I
like
got
90s, 97.
my first digital camera very
or
early.
when your
So,
phone your very first phone, the time that you've seen somebody take a picture with their phone, and it was a
yeah.
terrible
Yeah.
picture. You were like, "Wow, you can do that?" Yeah. I remember
I know.
so I have a cousin that's super involved with, like, writing code and inventing
Mhm.
stuff like that. He worked for, like, a Motorola or whatever, and he invented this thing and sold it to Apple, and we're sitting in my grandma's house at Thanksgiving, and he's like, "Well, someday we're gonna have our computers are gonna be in our hand, and we're just gonna walk around with them, and that's gonna be." And I was like, "Oh, shut up. That's not true." And now everybody's got, smartphones, and we're walking around with computers in our hand, and I'm like,
Right.
No. I
"Can't
know,
do
and people are
that."
yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
People making movies off of, iPhones,
Just a phone,
like,
Yeah.
right,
good
yeah.
quality.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
can't
Yeah.
I can't edit, though, on my phone. I don't know about you guys, but I know, like, Kevin talks about how he does everything on his phone. Absolutely not.
Amy
No,
does.
cannot do
I
that.
I
can't. I
do.
can't.
I do all of it.
No, can't.
I do all of it on my phone.
Mm-mm. I don't know
Everything.
how you do that.
I did it on I used DaVinci Resolve when I first started,
Mhm.
and it was just so time consuming because in my mind, I'm like, I want to do all of these. In my mind, they were advanced things. I'd have to like research how to do it.
Yeah.
And then I started doing it on my phone, and it was a game changer. Like, I can just make so much, like, short form because I like form content the
Yeah.
best. Like, I like consuming it,
Yeah.
and I like editing it and stuff, but I do long form, but I do long form on my phone too, and, um,
Yeah.
I
I
it's just so easy. You can be in the recliner working on it or in the car or, you can just do it anywhere. The
yeah,
only thing I don't like is the storage, like, storing all of that.
oh, for
But
sure. I pay the extra so that I
yeah.
can store all the video, but I
Mhm.
can't see the little thing in my I guess I just maybe I need a stylus or something because when I do it, it just like, it's not, uh, tight and it just doesn't feel it feels sloppy when I do it that way. So,
Yeah.
I like having the big screen and being able to click
Yeah.
and drag. I'm old school though, so
I
that
can't
way, but
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm like this trying to see stuff on it. I can't
yeah.
again, I like the big screen. I also don't I can list on my phone, but I don't usually list on my phone. I take pictures on my phone and then I go to a computer and do it that way and I just
That's
upload
how I
from my
do
phone, yeah.
What do you do,
it.
Kristen?
Sometimes I list on my phone if I'm, like, in a hurry or, traveling or something, but not
Mhm.
normally. I take the photos on my phone, and then I have cloud-based, so it just automatically pops up in my computer,
Right. Mhm.
and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Same.
because when you're eBay listing, you have that little there's a little, section where you can put in the description that shows up on someone else's phone when they're looking at the listing, but it doesn't show up, when you're
Right.
listing it in the phone. So I want
Exactly.
that
Mhm. I do that too. The little
one.
like condition description. Yeah. You
Mhm.
can't put that on the phone. Yeah. And I like that because
Yeah.
people are going to see that don't go and look at the description. So I have the same thing.
Exactly. So I
So,
go
yep.
in and I type exactly the same thing every
Yep.
time.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yep.
I'm in good condition or excellent condition or whatever. Please see all photos and seller's full description for details. And hopefully they
Yep.
read it. Obviously they
Yeah.
won't, but I
Yeah.
hope
No,
they
totally not. They'd never read it. Yeah, that's the
But
only thing.
I
I
figure at least
solely
it's in
list from
two
my phone
places.
too.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the only thing that I'm like, "Ugh, I wish that they would change," is that part because
Yeah, I don't know why they won't
I
put it on
haven't
the
and
phone.
luckily I don't know. Well, there's a lot of problems with eBay that's,
Yeah,
like,
well.
so antiquated, and
Yeah.
it's like, "Guys, get
Well,
with the program."
they're using the same code that they've been using since the 90s. So they're just,
Yep.
writing on top of old code. They're just
Exactly.
paint paint layer on top of a paint layer on top of a paint layer to the point where it's just peeling off and falling
Right.
apart.
I always say
Pretty
I
much.
would love
It's
to see their code because it is probably just a mess. I mean, just ridiculous, you know?
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Because it's exactly what they're doing. They just put patches on instead of, you know,
Yeah.
let's do
Can you imagine?
let's make this new. They could do that. I don't know why they don't. I don't know. I
See, I
mean,
don't know.
they're probably
I
listening
guess
going, we do fix it. We do. It's not a mess. I
probably,
swear."
probably.
mm-mm.
I mean, I know that there's, resellers that have very good relationships with eBay and communicate all that stuff with eBay, like, Liz, Colorado Reworn, and Vicky, and those they go and communicate that with them often, and I know that that gets through to
Mhm.
eBay, but I think it might be, like you said, the code is so big and so hard to decipher that
Mhm.
adding more to it might be harder. Getting it to all jive and read together must be really difficult, otherwise they would just fix it.
Mhm.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't do that kind of stuff. I'm not that techie, so I'm lucky sometimes that I get it listed.
Same.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess if you guys list on the computer, you don't do sell similar or whatever? or
Oh,
do
Oh,
yeah.
I
you?
do it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess that I don't list on the computer, so there's still a sell similar button and stuff like that?
Yeah. But usually if I'm thrifting or at the bins or whatever, if I find something and I'm gonna look it up to find out whether or not it's worth picking up, I just do a
Mhm.
sell similar on the one. I just create the draft while I'm there, sell
Yeah.
Right.
similar, and then I
Mhm.
go home and
Yeah.
deal with it
And
then.
do
That
it.
way I only have
I've
to look
done
it up
that
the
too.
one time.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And yeah. And
from
that way it's like half the work is already done. Like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I gotta list this. I forgot about this. Let me go get it out of my
Mhm.
car," you know? That's how yeah, I try to
Yeah.
do that too.
Do you leave it in your car?
Yeah.
Your
Well, I
list
mean,
is in your
like
car?
no, 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 no. I mean, like, if I'm at the place and then I do a sell
Yeah.
similar,
Mhm.
instead of having to research it again, if I
Right.
didn't, like, take it out of the car that day, I'll go, "Oh, let me go do that because it's, like, a high value,
Yeah.
piece or something like that."
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you do yard sales or do you just source how do
I'm
you source?
mostly am a binge shopper, almost
Uh-huh.
exclusively. There's yard sales are so fun, but I don't like being lost, and I don't like, I I guess I guess to me, going to the bins is the one place. I just drive to one place, I spend the day there, and then I go home and I have my stuff. I don't have to find the make the route and get lost and drive places. I just go one place and, you know, I'm I'm lazy that way. Yard sales are fun, and I love to go with people that like to go to yard sales, but I don't seek them out. That seems
Oh,
like
really?
work to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, just
Yeah.
go. And I don't like to go to regular retail thrift stores because that's expensive. When I think of thrift
Yeah.
stores expensive, that's terrible, but I mostly go to the bins. So, I
Yeah. I agree.
I've been
Yeah.
I've been going to the
I'm
bins
spoiled
for
too.
a long time, and I just really like them. They're fun to
Mhm.
me.
Yeah, they are. How are the bins in Illinois compared to Colorado now
Uh,
that you've, moved?
it's weird. So, I've been in bins locations all over the country, like, all over the country, and you can find something great in any location. So when people say, "Oh, Denver has such great stuff." Denver has such great stuff that I really miss them. They're my favorite bins, but
Uh-huh.
in anywhere you go, you can find something really good. So when people say, "Oh, you can't find good things at my bins because it's not like your bins in Denver." Okay,
Mhm.
it, true. There's, like, great stuff every single time when I go to Denver, but you find good things in every location. So, St. Louis is the closest bins to me, and they're pretty good. I mean, I find
Huh.
Gucci, I find,
Mhm.
Chloe, I find good things there, but, they're Denver is my favorite.
Yeah.
Denver's good. So,
Yeah.
mostly
I,
the bins. Jacksonville, Illinois is not far, and they have really nice vintage. I love picking up wares there, but I do miss Denver.
I bet. I know that, Amber resells. I know, like, she would talk about taking flights to go to the
Oh,
Denver bins and stuff
yeah.
like that. And I'm like, "Wow, it must be really good if you're, like,
Yeah.
flying to go to the bins, like,
Katie and
on a
Vicky
trip
would
just
come
to go
out
there."
and just thrift the bins out there because they're just fun and they're not you see people talk about how, "Oh my gosh, the bins are just crazy. It's just nuts. They're just, grabbing and pushing," and I mean, they're not that bad. It's like Black Friday
Yeah.
every 30 minutes. It's not that bad. But, you know, the
Yeah.
the bins there just seem pretty chill. Everybody's pretty chill. Everybody's,
Well, that's good.
tries to, like, be helpful and get along. Every once in a while, you've got somebody that's kind of a bonehead that wants to, like, push you and be goofy, but not very
Yeah.
often. And then everybody else gets around them and tells them to knock it off. It's they're not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are your bins
Yeah.
crazy over on the East Coast? Like
Well, I've only been to one, so I don't have anything. Well, in the Omaha one, but it seems it's, no, I don't think it's crazy, but there are those people that like it when the clothing bins come out, like, I
Yeah.
remember one time I was, gathered around and I'm going to start digging, and somebody came and scooped up all of the clothes in front of me and put it in front of his wife, and then he came back and scooped up more pile
Wow.
from in front of me and gave it to his wife, and I was just like, "Really?"
Mhm,
Like, I just was like, "Really?" Like,
mhm.
I was just like, "I guess you need it more than I do." So I, like, moved on to the one that had already been gone through, you know?
Yeah, same.
But
I
it's
don't.
not too bad. And you see the same people, so, you know,
Mhm. You get to
it's
be like friends.
I don't go that often to the bins because they opened a Goodwill outlet or a Goodwill auction outlet behind it. So I go to the auction.
Okay, tell me about this because this sounds I've seen them do, an auction, like, 1 or 2 times, like, if they have a compressor or something that comes through, they will auction that, but I've never
Mhm.
seen anything like what you're talking about. I have to know more about it.
It's every Tuesday and Thursday, and, you can go in and an hour before and just go through we call it the wall, go down the wall, which is all the single items or, like, the small groupings of items, and then all the other rows are Gaylord totes, like,
Mm,
that's what we call them totes, but those big, huge Gaylords are filled with stuff. Sometimes they're medical, sometimes they're like house goods, sometimes they're toys. I mean, they're not divided up, but typically they put all the medical stuff together. And then the back is like furniture. And
mhm,
um on average, they start the totes out or they start everything at $5. There are some things they start higher. Like if there's a whole Gaylord of books, I think they start at between $30 and $50 for the whole Gaylord.
okay.
But it's pretty good. It's pretty amazing. So, when you're buying a whole tote of things for $5, I mean, I'm definitely spoiled because we can find sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, but I'm
Yeah.
only spending $5. So and I've done, like, lives, like YouTube lives from
Mhm,
there, like, when I'm digging through them.
Mhm.
And I have like, Mo will come in and, like, Grams and Pops, they'll, like, comp things, like, if I find it, I'll hold it up and they'll tell me, like, what it's worth, and I throw it away or keep it,
oh,
stuff
nice.
like that. But
How do you get the whole
it's really
pallet
fun.
home?
That's the good thing about it. It's so nice because if you win, because typically we try to win too. So if you win the tote, you can dig through it, take what you want, and leave the rest. That's
Yeah,
it.
No
shoot.
kidding. So you don't
Mm-mm.
have to take the whole tote, put it on a pallet, and put it in the back of your truck.
No,
So have you ever done that though? Have you ever just taken the
no.
whole Okay.
No, because
But you
why
also
would I? Because then they can dispose of it.
you also have like a whole group of friends there that like she has a group of friends like, oh, give this to such and such, or they bring her stuff that, they don't want that she
Um,
likes. Like
yeah,
everybody's always
Yeah,
trading.
yeah.
Which I think
yeah,
We do that
because
is so
eventually.
cool,
everybody's
Yeah.
Yeah.
everybody sells, like, differently. There's some people that only sell at yard sales, like, they go there to get stuff to sell at yard sales. Some people that do flea markets,
Right.
so, it's different stuff. So, there's stuff that I will find that it's not
Yeah,
eBay worthy, but it would be great if you did yard sales or flea markets, you
for
know?
sure. That makes sense.
So So we do a lot of not a lot of trading, but, we give stuff to each other when we find it and stuff like that. So it's nice.
I love that.
But you're not allowed to do that though. You're not allowed to do that. You have to do it outside.
Oh. Oh,
You
okay.
know, because I guess they don't want you to not bid each other up. They're like if
Oh.
you collude and go, okay, don't do this, don't
Hmm.
bid on this one. Cause then,
Yeah.
their job is to make the most money. So
Right.
Mm.
we're not supposed to do any of that stuff, so I'm not
Eh.
promoting it. But we
Sorry.
do it. They don't
Oops.
they don't care. Yeah. And then there's guys that, like,
But I mean,
they come there just to get scrap,
yeah.
and
Yeah, I
then
see
we
that a
give
lot
them,
too.
like, all the pots and pans that are,
Hmm.
all the metals, we give them to
Yeah.
the guys that scrap, so
Yeah. But
there's
also,
all
in
Yeah.
kinds of stuff.
fairness, like when you're looking at it, you can't see everything that's in there. Like,
Oh,
you
right.
know. So you're looking at the top and kind of getting an idea. You don't know that there's something that, Joe wants in the bottom or, like, do you know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
it's not like you're not
And
always
I found,
doing that.
yeah, and I find jewelry in there too. The
Oh
most
yeah.
expensive thing that I have found was a 14 karat gold diamond tennis bracelet, and it was at the very bottom, and it was still in the case, like it was a K Jewelers case, and it was still in it with the little bands and everything. I still have it. It's like right over here because I don't sell jewelry, so I'm just waiting till I find like a jewelry guy or whatever. But I looked up what I think it is on the K Jewelers website, and it's like 1,700. It was like 14 or $1,700,
Yeah,
So
and I
you,
paid
for the
$5.
whole thing.
Yeah, for that tote.
So I found
yeah.
Mhm.
a set of pearls, like a real set of pearls in the bins. This is
Uh-huh.
gonna gross some
Oh
people out
wow.
because some people are like, "Oh, you don't wear gloves?" So I didn't wear gloves, and then I was like, "Oh, I think these are pearls," and you do that
And you
teeth
do the
test,
teeth
so I
thing.
Yeah.
put it over my mouth. Mine hasn't been and I was like, I think these are pearls." I took him to, like a jeweler that was in Boulder that did consignment. So they do like estates.
Mhm.
So if you have something like there might be a local jeweler that you can take it to that does estates or does vintage pieces or things like that. You might be able to
Uh-huh.
get it there, and then you can get like full value for it because
Right.
they
That's
sell
true.
that stuff. So, but
Yeah.
that was exciting because I think he
Yeah.
got $450 for those things, and I was like, "Wow, this
That's great.
if I paid for it by
Mhm. And you
weight."
found them in the bins?
Yeah, so
You
by
found it in the
weight,
bins?
it was probably
Wow. Like a
maybe 75 cents, maybe.
That's amazing. Wa
Wow.
Was it just in, like, the hard goods bin, or was it, like, in a clothing pocket or
It was
something?
in a clothing po I mean, it was in the clothing bin, but you know how you sometimes you dig down and there'll be random
Random
whatever in
stuff.
there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll find, like, a bunch of costume jewelry, and mostly that's what it is, but these just the
Yeah.
clasp on it looked different, and I was like, "I think, this might
I
be good."
think.
The kid that was with me, his name's Chris, and he saw me do that, and he was like, I don't know that I would do that, but I'm glad that you felt comfortable enough to do." And it was an instinct, it wasn't like I thought about it, I was just like, "Oh, I wonder, oh, I shouldn't have maybe done that," but
Yeah, that's
fine.
funny.
You're
You're
still
fine.
alive.
You're still here. You're still here.
Yeah, that's right. I probably,
Oh my god.
built up a
Yeah,
little bit of immunity to a few things just because I dig there anyway.
Yes.
exactly. Exactly. I know. Oh my. That's so funny. Oh, that's
To me,
amazing.
though, digging through that is like, some people walk on the beach and pick up seashells, and it's just relaxing for them.
Mhm.
To me, that's the same thing, just
Yeah.
digging through there. I could just
Mhm.
dig mindlessly, and if you find something, it's like, "Oh, that was kinda fun," but it just is fun to me.
Yeah.
Just see what you can come up
Yeah.
and the
It
things that
is it
people
is
throw
fun.
out, it's nuts.
It is. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you do books and stuff too? Do they have a book bin?
They do have book bins, and I don't normally pick up a lot of books. Sometimes I pick up older books, like,
Mhm.
I think you guys have talked about this before, car manuals, I'll pick those
Hmm.
things up or,
Yeah.
electric guides, things like that, I will pick those.
Yeah.
Mostly
Right.
the older things, though. The
Hmm.
ones that the guys that, do books, if they can't
Uh-huh.
scan it, a lot of times they'll throw it to the side. To me, those are the
Yeah.
ones that might have more value if
Right.
they're
Exactly.
right.
Hmm.
So, occasionally, I pick them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
That's the
often.
same. I'm the same. Like, there's those guys that just scan through all the books, and then we always look for the ones that don't have, um,
Yeah.
stuff like that, yeah. We found some good books, but like you said, they're manuals. They were, what do you like boat ones, like boat engine manuals, and those do really well. Or airplane things. I found like
I have
navigation,
found those
books, like how to fly airplanes.
right,
Yeah, those do well
like
too.
guides
Well,
or whatever they are.
I guess depends.
Um,
Mhm.
one of them that I sold that was probably the best book that I picked up is it was a catalog from like 1936 or something, and it was a hardware catalog, so it had everything from hand tools in it to new electric tools, like they were brand new, just came out. And then they would
Uh-huh.
have like Kyrex in it too, or toy sleds in the back. So I just did sell a book. Let me look. Like I just sent it out, and it was an electric something something. I have to. I don't
Uh-huh.
know. I have to read it because I can't remember what it was. And I think I got like $20 for it, which I didn't think was bad for a
That's
book, because most of
yeah,
29.99.
that's
Original
great.
1947 standard auto electric mechanics manual.
Wow. That's
1947.
great.
Nice. Yeah.
I know our books are 25 cents a piece. Well, our softbacks are 25 and our hardbacks are 50. So, I mean, that's basically free. Well,
I mean,
25 cents for a book, that's basically free.
basically
I
for
can't complain.
your fees cost
Yeah.
more than the item did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Typically, that I my when I itemize everything and write down everything when it sells,
Mhm.
and normally my eBay fee is more than my cost of goods, and it's kinda crazy, but, I mean, I'm not complaining,
No, I
you
mean,
know? Mo, do you guys have you been to Bins there? Do you have
Yeah,
Bins?
there's bins, yeah. I don't go often. I haven't been in a long time. There used to be a smaller
Yeah.
bins in like right at the Goodwill right over the line in PA that I liked just because it was more
Mhm.
chill, but um they just made the store bigger and they got rid of the bins. So
Oh, that's a bummer.
but yeah, I'll
That's a
probably
bummer.
this winter I think I'll venture over to the bins again. I haven't been in a while.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
especially when it's not yard sale season, that's the
Mhm. Yeah.
best time to go.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's that's my favorite way to source though, is yard sales. It's just I don't know, I like it because you can
You get a
just
lot of good
find
ones.
some good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like, I live in a military area, so I
Oh.
find a lot of military surplus, and I
Mhm.
love selling if I had to niche down, I probably change this every time we talk about it, but I would currently sell just military surplus because the sell-through is 100% for
Mhm.
me. I have sold every single piece that I find, and they're not just like 20, $30 pieces. Like, I sold one last night. I went to a yard sale, like, 2 weeks ago, and the guy had I think he was like a Navy SEAL, so I knew he had a bunch of good stuff. He had trunks of stuff, and his wife was making him get rid of it. So, he was selling it, and I'm like, "How much is the jackets?" And he's like, "Oh, the extreme cold ones are 20 bucks." And I'm like picking up, like, rain gear, and I'm like, "How much is this one?" I try to make it like, "Oh, this is dingy. How much is this?" And he's like, "$5 for the rain pants." He's like, $5 for the rain pants and, $10 for the jacket. So, I was stoked because I knew the value of it. So, I listed them separately. It's like a gray color, but it's a Patagonia. It's called Level 6,
Okay.
and it's, military issued stuff.
Mhm.
So, I just sold the jacket last night for, let me see. I had it listed for 320.
Oh my.
And I just sold it for $288.79 plus shipping, and it's going
Wow.
international, so I'm not gonna get it back.
Oh,
So
you and your
and I
international
still have
sales.
oh my gosh, yes. So, I love it. I mean, they don't all sell that well. They're like,
No,
100 bucks is like the average of
but the
the stuff that
Patagonia.
I like to pick up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's this level 6 because my kid, when I came home with it, he was like, "Oh, I like that jacket, I like that color because he's into, that kinda stuff because he does, like, airsoft and stuff, and they dress I call it LARPing, they're, like, LARPing in their colors, and he's like, "Oh, can I have that jacket?" And I said, "Yeah, you can have it," and then he left and did whatever, and I was like, "Let me look this jacket up," and I was like, "Oh, you can't have it.
No. Yeah.
It's worth too much."
It's
So I
too
bought him a
much.
I bought him a different one, on.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
kids
it's
do
like,
try to
"I'll buy you
snag
another
my
one."
good stuff too. I'll come home from the bins. They won't go with me to the bins. They don't like
Mhm.
it, but they
Oh,
do like to go through my stuff when I find it. So they do
yeah,
kinda, swipe all the good things. And at first I
yeah,
was like, "No, you can't have these. No, absolutely
yeah,
not. I'm gonna sell these." But then as I thought about it, I was like, "Well, I'm selling stuff so that I can go buy them the very same things. So just let them have what they want,
Yeah.
and then I'll just go get
Save yourself
more.
a
It's
step.
okay."
right.
Right.
Yeah, it's true. I couldn't though with the $300 jacket, so I bought him a different one. I bought him a
Yeah.
different jacket. I only paid $55 for this one, so
See,
it's a win-win.
win-win.
A
That's right.
Mhm.
Mhm. And it was technically, I think, better. The one that I bought him is nicer because this one is like the one that I just sold, it's like that traditional rain jacket, it's just like that thin piece of,
Mhm.
No, it's a good one.
windbreaker material. I
Right.
I don't even
Mhm.
think it's, like, nice, but the one I bought him is, like, soft shell. So, you know how
Oh,
those are, like, a little thicker? Yeah.
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 So,
Do you
everyone's
guys
happy.
do you guys sell on Poshmark too, though? Or Etsy or Depop or any of those other things?
Uh, I
No.
don't sell on Poshmark. I sell on Mercari, but it's only the stuff that doesn't sell on eBay.
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
story. And I sell on Commons, Kevin's
Yeah.
little, not little, but his
Cute little
district site.
Yeah.
Cute
Yeah.
little thing.
Got a little
And then where
store he's
else? What
got.
else do I sell?
No whatnot then, huh?
No, no whatnot.
Yeah.
No, not at all. I'm not there yet in my business, in my little model. When Matt retires or quits working, then I think that's gonna be our we'll jump up to that because I see some people that do amazing. Like,
Amazing.
I'm just like, yeah, amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
There's a yeah,
I
it's
feel like I
amazing.
want to do it, and I this is the hard part about being on social media, right? You see what everybody else is doing, you're like, "Oh, I wanna do that. Oh,
Yeah.
I feel like
Mhm.
I should do that." And then
Mhm.
there's the pressure to be on Threads and be on, all of the other platforms, TikTok
Mhm.
and I can't do all of it. I've picked my 2, I'm sticking with those. But
Yeah,
also with reselling, I feel like I can't do all of it well, so I need to pick some that I feel like I wanna focus on. And I'm so ingrained in eBay that I stick with that one, and I've been
yeah,
cross-posting over to
Right.
Poshmark. So I use Vendoo, I cross-post, and
okay.
then I have Prime Lister that shares all my closet, and I really like all of those things, but
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Whatnot has felt like one of those things that I feel like I have to do it. Like, I feel pressure, not and I don't
Yeah,
wanna put blame on a community. I just feel pressure from a community that I should do that,
Right.
or that I've created in myself. It's not the pressure that the community has created, it's that I feel like I have to do this. So I do it, and sometimes I like it, and then sometimes I'm like, "I don't wanna do this anymore." Sometimes I think, "Oh, this is so fun," and then other times I'm like, "Oh, this is such a dog and pony show." I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm afraid to give it up
yeah,
in case it's what's gonna be, but I'm also not that good at it, so mm,
yeah, I don't feel like I would be good at it,
confession.
because it's such an like an
Yeah,
on thing. Like, there's no, like, you know what I mean? Like, you just gotta be
yeah,
on all the time.
yeah.
Mhm.
But when I see stuff like I mean, obviously, when I see like Paul Philly Flipper post an Instagram picture of his Monday mail or whatever day it is, and the porch is filled, and he said
Yeah.
these are all whatnot boxes. I'm like, what in the world? Well, one, who's picking up that mail? I wanna know that. Like, my ADHD kicks in, and I'm like, "Who's picking up the mail? Do you have a big truck? Do you have a semi that picks all that mail up? Do you take it to the post office?" Like, I have tons of questions.
Yeah,
And
did
then
you
when I
warn
see all
your
that
guy?
stuff
Does he know? Does do you let him know in advance that you've gotta bring an extra truck? Yeah, I don't know.
right. Yeah. But I'm sure when you see stuff like that, and especially if you're in a group chat with him, I'm sure he's like, "You've gotta leave eBay. You've gotta just do this full time. You can make 6 figures." I'm sure you get a lot of that pressure too
I think
from your
that
friends.
everybody, yeah, sort of. We it feels like we should do it because they're doing well, and then when you don't do as well, then you're like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Right. But I have to remind myself that not every way of selling is the best way for everybody, right?
Mhm.
Because we
Right.
all sell different things, we all have a different vibe, we all have a different, interest. So, I think I just need to remind myself that I need to do what I wanna do and,
Yeah.
try to do the 1 or 2 things well, and instead of
Yeah.
being, like, half-assed with everything else. That I don't like that. I don't like being I wanna do it well. Whatever I'm doing, I want
Yeah.
it to be right.
Right.
So I guess I
I get
just
it.
don't feel like I'm as good at that as I am at eBay. But maybe
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
because I just don't have as much practice. Maybe I don't give it the attention it should have. Maybe I don't, you know, maybe it's the effort. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but right now
Yeah.
I'm struggling with it. Sorry that this has become a therapy session
No.
Yeah.
for what we should be
I
doing. Yeah.
No,
I
these
tr
are things I
I
wanna hear.
yeah.
I know Mo does too.
I tried cross-listing, like, over a year ago, and I had too much going on personal life that and I
Yeah.
sold a few things on Poshmark, I sold a few things on Mercari, but then I was like, "I'm spending too much money on a cross-lister to not be selling that much, and I can't focus on all this stuff. I'm just gonna do eBay." And I mean, even that it was like too much for me, at times. So, like I
Yeah.
said, like personal life. So it's a lot. It's a lot when you. I mean, I guess you can get into a groove where you just it's smooth and but I wasn't there yet. I wasn't there.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's like learning to roller skate. You really just have to like practice and do it again and then
Mhm.
fall down
Yeah.
and then mess it up,
Mhm.
go again. But
Mhm.
I don't like I don't like the falling down and the messing up stuff, so I avoid it. But I do really well with the cross posting. It's been successful, and I had the same problem too, though, until I said I started the okay, sorry, blah blah blah. Back up. I started cross posting, and the I couldn't remember to go in and delete it from the other place, so I said, "I'm not gonna do this anymore." I would double sell things, and that happened 3 or 4 times,
Oh,
and 3 or
okay.
4 times is too much for me.
Mhm.
So, I said, "I'm not gonna do this anymore until somebody can automatically delist." So then when vendors said they
Yeah.
would automatically delist, okay, so, "Okay, I'll try this again." And it's
Mhm.
been good, but, I really need to have a sharing service in order to make that work because I don't wanna share my closet. I don't wanna be social on another platform,
Yeah.
so I had to have
I don't even understand why it can't just be a static
that
platform. Why do you
platform.
have to share? I don't understand Poshmarks. I don't
Yeah.
understand Poshmark, period.
Me
But
either. That's why I hired a service to do the understanding.
yeah, it doesn't I don't understand. Oh, but I do sell on Bonanza, and I don't understand why Bonanza can do all of the things that Macari and Poshmark aren't doing. Like, it will delist like, it automatically everything I post to eBay automatically gets posted on Bonanza, and then when it sells on Bonanza, it delists automatically and puts it in my unsold category. So,
Which is
it's, like,
awesome.
amazing. I don't
Yeah.
understand. Why can't
That's
Macari
how it
and
should
stuff
work
do all that?
on
Yeah.
all platforms. It should just automatically do that. Agreed. So I took this is the part that threw me off. I took things from my eBay and put it over onto Whatnot because now you can do that with Fendu, right? So I put it over there. And I thought, "Ooh, I don't know if this is gonna work." if this is a new thing, is
Uh-huh.
it gonna delist it? It did. It delisted, and that that made me feel like I had like a little bit of security because I go
Mhm.
check it. I'm like, "Are you sure that you delisted it? Because I don't know if I trust you." But
Right.
it did fine. Why can't
Wow.
the all of the things work like that? Why can't they just automatically do it for you without having to get it?
Yeah.
So
I
you cross-listed your eBay to whatnot? What was it, your, like, shop, or was it your live auction stuff? Like, I don't
so it goes
like,
to a
how did you
shop.
sell that piece? Uh-huh,
It
and
goes
it
to
was
a
like a buy
shop.
it now?
Yeah, but I can once it gets in there, then I can assign it to a show. So it
Oh.
sold at a show, but it
Oh,
will in the
okay.
buy it now in a show. It won't do it if you
Gotcha.
sell it as an auction, I don't think, or at least it hasn't.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Mhm.
Interesting. Hmm,
Yeah,
wow. Yeah, that's my next thing is it's like I have to do, like,
yeah.
Vendu or something like that to but I'm just so, like,
Yes!
cheap that I'm just, like, struggling with I don't know how much I don't even remember how much Vendu costs, but, like, I know I would do better
Well,
if I
you can use
cross-listed
my code and
stuff.
get a discount. Squirrel Squad.
We'll have to put that below. We'll have to put that in
Yeah.
the link below. But what is it? Like, what is the cost? Like, is it 30, 40, 50,
Well, I think
20
it
like
depends
bucks
on
a
how
month?
much
Do you
you
know?
want out of it, right? Like, there's different layers or different programs. So I think you
Mhm.
need to decide what what you wanna spend for it or what you need. How much of it do you need? I don't know. So I think
Mm.
there's you can get the lowest program, and I think it's like is it 20 bucks? I don't know. Let's look.
I don't know. I
Let's
don't
look
know. Just I've uh I think one of the people for Vindu was
yeah.
speaking at Plains of Progress and went over all of it and stuff, and I contemplated it, and then I was just like, ultimately I didn't do it, but I don't know. Oh, I know. I didn't want to do it because of the uh the delisting stuff. That's the thing I'm scared of
Yeah.
too,
No, I'm
is,
scared of it, but it
you
works.
know, stuff not getting delisted. Yeah. But isn't that new? Isn't that a new feature for Vindu?
Relatively new, I think.
That
Maybe
yeah,
in the
I
last
don't
year
know.
or 2. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, that's true. I know. I gotta up my
So
game. Gotta up my game.
you guys are already have everything, on your eBay that is holiday related? Are you selling, like, holiday stuff like crazy or no?
I have a Christmas thing that sold last night, like a Lamax piece.
Mhm.
I sell inflatables, the blow up yard inflatables. I've sold some of those recently. Um, I do have some Halloween stuff that I was bummed that didn't sell.
Yeah.
It was like a Department
Dang.
56 haunted house thing, so I'm gonna have to hold on to that for another year, unless somebody, like, after Halloween wants it, you
Yeah.
know?
Will
Mhm.
But
you leave it
we'll see
listed
what
then?
Oh, yeah, I won't delist it. I'll leave
Yeah,
it. Yeah, because it's not gonna sell not listed, you know what I mean?
right.
It's
Yeah.
big too, or, fairly big, and I don't have a lot of space. I don't have a basement or anything, so,
Hear you.
yeah, yeah.
I had a
What about you,
0
Mo?
weekend. My eBay is dead. Now I had a busy week last week outside of eBay that I didn't anticipate, but
Mm,
I had a terrible weekend. I think I sold something Friday, and that's the last time I've sold anything. I did list a couple things yesterday, um, and then today I'll get on it. But I'm just,
Yeah.
it's like like my listings grow, but my sales keep going down. I had more. I had I have almost twice as many listings that I did last year, and I'm just nothing selling. I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
slow.
Yeah, it's
I think that's normal. It's a normal cycle. I think
Mhm.
every election year, I think it gets a little bit, uh, people hesitate a little bit more. I think it gets
Uh-huh.
like that around tax time.
Yeah.
Um, so
yeah.
I think it'll pick up it closer to Christmas, but
Yeah.
this year I think is just wonky because people are
Mhm.
just like holding up, waiting to see what's going to
It
happen,
What's gonna
and then they'll
happen?
get back to normal.
Right,
Just
right. Mhm.
yeah,
Hopefully. Fingers
it's true.
crossed.
I know.
yeah,
I
yeah.
know. I
Then Black
know.
Friday
I
is
know.
going to be lit.
Good, I hope
Mhm.
so.
Yeah. I have I have, like, 600 items. I think it's 600 items in my store that are 40% off. Just, like, all the 600 oldest, I just put it 40% off. But I've only sold one item.
At 40% off.
There's a ton of watchers. Of course, they're
Yeah,
watching it, and, I mean, it's not gonna get any cheaper than
this is
40%
it.
off. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know what they're waiting on. Just buy it. So when I go to send offers, I'm like, "Nope, nope, 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 nope."
Yeah.
So,
No,
Yeah, I don't
we'll
know.
I
see.
I think I sold one thing today, but
Mhm.
I have not been listing very much. Like, you got personal stuff that happens that just
Mhm.
makes it so that, and thank goodness that we have this, because if I were working at a corporate situation and I had personal stuff happening and I just didn't do my work, they'd
Mhm.
Mhm.
fire me. But
Absolutely. The last like
Yeah,
3.5, 4 years, my sister was sick and I was helping with that. And it just, so this, I could just, I don't, my husband has a job, I have benefits, that's good. So
yeah,
I want it, but I don't like the roof stays over our head and, that if I don't do it. So that's
yeah,
fine. But so that it was nice. It was like I could do it when I had time. So hopefully
yeah,
now I'm gonna ramp it back up. And like you said, hopefully after this election picks up because I do have a lot of the
yeah,
Christmas. I have listed a bunch of Christmas stuff lately. Hasn't got much action though. So
yeah. I have Christmas stuff. I have Halloween stuff that I haven't listed yet. So
What?
I know it's too late. I know, but when I was at the Hubbins, oh my gosh, we just cleaned up. There were so many good things, and I just haven't had time. But in the last 3 weeks, to be able to go to it. In 3 weeks, I haven't been able to find time to
yeah.
do it. We went on as soon as I got back, so I had no access to internet.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna do that while I'm
Yeah,
upstairs. And then, my kids came to visit, and now I'm traveling again, so I
yeah,
just don't have time. That to me is more important right now because 'cause I'm in the same boat you are. I've got this, great situation at home where he takes care of that kind of stuff. There's
Mhm.
always been
mhm.
we've
Yeah.
always had a house. We've always Everything has always been taken care of, and I'm grateful that I have a really good sugar daddy, so
Yeah.
that I can do these fun things.
Mhm.
I'm really grateful.
Oh, goodness. That's amazing. That's funny that you said sugar daddy because we were talking about sugar babies last night, Mo and I.
And the sugar daddy, the
Yeah,
candies,
that's true.
and the
We were
sugar
talking about the
daddies.
candies.
Oh,
Yeah.
sugar baby, sugar, yeah.
Do you remember
Mhm.
those?
Yes,
Are those are
but
the ones on the stick, right?
The
The
sugar
sugar
candies
daddy's
on
on
the
daddies
the
are on the
stick?
stick,
stick,
sugar babies are the
little
yeah,
beans or balls
Oh,
or something.
yeah.
jelly bean looking ones. They're
Mhm.
very sticky.
Yeah.
Yes. I
Mhm.
forgot about those. I was just thinking of the ones that were on the stick that were wrapped in that, like, waxy paper.
That sticks to it
Yeah,
every time in the
Yeah.
seams, yeah.
exactly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yep.
I love sugar anything. I love snacks. I love cookies. I
Y
love pie. I
What
love gummies and chocolate. Yes.
What's your favorite
Oh my
Halloween
gosh.
candy? Or what was your favorite candy to get at Halloween?
Uh, all of them. I know what ones I didn't like. I didn't like, I don't like Butterfingers, so
Oh.
I would cull those out and give those to
Mhm.
mom,
Mhm.
but I'll eat almost any kinda candy. Sometimes you get
Yeah.
to the end and you're like, "Oh, I guess I'll eat these peanut butter taffies," the ones that are in the black or orange
Yes.
wrapper. I'll
Yes.
eat them, but they're not the ones I eat first. I like
Right,
dots.
Yeah.
right.
Those were my favorite. The dots and,
Mhm.
the vanilla Tootsie Rolls. Oh my god,
Oh,
vanilla
okay.
Tootsie Rolls are my favorite.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, Swedish
The
Fish.
vanilla.
Oh, I like those, yeah.
Mhm. Sour Patch Kids?
No, I don't do anything sour. I don't like the sour
Oh,
Oh,
anything.
okay.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I do like
Yeah. Mine
I don't like anything sour.
like, Junior Mints.
Oh, yeah,
You
Junior
like
Mints.
mhm. Milk Duds
Yeah,
is one of my favorites, is Milk
Milk Duds.
Duds.
I
Yeah.
don't like the Little Milk Duds, though, because you only get, like, 3. That's not worth
Well,
it.
Oh, those
I want,
little,
like,
like,
yeah.
50.
Yeah.
those the
The
little
little tiny
teeny
yellow
tiny
boxes.
packs.
So are you handing out candy this year?
Mhm.
We are,
Yeah.
and we dress up too, so
Ooh,
we like it. We look
this is
forward to we do
a
the same costume every year.
Oh, you do? That's so cute.
Mhm. Yeah.
This is the first year that, I either, live in a place where there are gonna be kids coming around, or I'm not going with my kids. So my kids are all
Uh-huh.
grown now, and we live in a place where I will have, like, little neighborhood people coming by. So
Yeah.
this is the first time almost ever that I'm gonna get
That
to hand out
you're
candy. So I'm
Oh.
really excited about it.
That'll be fun. Yeah, hopefully there'll be a lot of kids that come.
So I'm
Yeah.
not handing out
Yeah.
candy. I, I save my the toy that comes in a Happy Meal. I get Happy Meals when I go to a fast food place, and that way I get the
Okay.
toy, save the toy all year long so that I can pass out toys
Aw,
at
Oh,
that's
then
cool
that's
I don't have to
too.
cute.
spend anything,
That's true.
and then those kids that maybe are allergic to peanuts or something,
Right.
I have
They
some.
can grab
Yeah,
a toy. Yeah, that's a good
that's
idea.
true.
As long as you don't hand
Yeah.
out a
Oh,
toothbrush.
yeah, that is a good idea.
Right? Yeah. I thought about doing,
Or
like, full-size candy bars or a soda or a hot dog
Mm.
or something, and then I could be that house because I want
Oh,
to
man.
be that house.
We'll come back to
Yeah.
that
yeah,
house. I'd be like, let's go to that house
Yes,
one more time on our way."
right?
exactly.
That's
The
Mhm.
full
that's
size.
what I want, goals.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's the best. Yeah, the king size candy houses. There's one in our
Mhm.
neighborhood. Well, not anymore, they moved. They're in the military, so they moved, but yeah, those are the kids would be like, "They're giving out king size stuff over there." Like,
Yeah, and you
"Okay."
knew which I mean, you can remember now which house it was when you were little that had the
Mhm.
best candy, that had the
Yeah.
king size, that was giving away the
Mhm.
little mini, sodas. You knew.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, love it. Totally love
Yep.
it. Oh, man. Well, so, you what other socials are you on TikTok? Or no? No
So, I
TikTok?
have a TikTok and I put things on there occasionally, but no, I forget to go on
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
And if I do open up something like that, I mean, that's such a time suck. I'll be on there for like 3 hours. So
It
Yeah,
is. It is.
I have a
You fall in
I
that
Facebook.
get
hole.
it.
I don't use it. Yeah. I have a Facebook. I don't use it. I'm mostly on Instagram. That's my favorite. Um,
Mhm.
I have a Threads. We were talking about this beforehand. I have a Threads. And I think I posted something on there yesterday just to see what would happen, but I can't figure out how to read the comments on Threads, so I don't go in there
Uh-huh.
very much.
I don't
Mostly
have a
just
Threads.
YouTube and
I've never looked at Threads. I've never
well,
looked
when
at it,
they
so I
Yeah,
don't know.
introduced it on Instagram, I just signed up
Mhm.
for it.
Yeah.
Again,
same.
feel like you have pressured to,
Right,
do
right.
all the things
Mhm.
but I also wanna make sure that I secure it so that somebody else doesn't come in and be a real squirrel, so
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't
They'll
we
be
don't
they'll just be the The rural squirrel.
There is the rural squirrel on Instagram. So that's why
Really?
which is one of the reasons why I'm a rural squirrel, but also because a rural squirrel comes up first. So
Mm.
When
when
you
you
search,
subscribe
right?
to
Hmm.
when you subscribe to me on YouTube, it shows up on your list of people that you subscribe to, like one of
On
the
the
first
top.
ones.
Yeah,
You see me often. So there was some
that's true.
psychology to it, but
Y Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, because there's, like, in our one of the discords, like, since mine's Beach by Repeat, B is, top, so I'm, like, up at the top, and all the other names go down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's true. Maybe that's how, ABC Matt got his picked his name.
oh yeah,
Like, the plumbing places, they're like ABC Plumbing,
right.
Yeah. Hmm.
A1 Plumbing,
Well, that was the
and the
thing.
Yellow Pages.
That was the thing, and right,
Yep. Back
exactly.
in
In
the
Yellow
day.
Pages, you would mhm.
Yeah.
Some people are like,
Yeah,
"Yellow
yeah, that's
Pages?
Oh,
What?"
yeah. What are these old
yeah.
ladies talking
They
about?
still deliver the Yellow Pages. At our house.
Yeah.
They
Really?
still put them at the mailbox. Yes. I mean, it's small, it's condensed now, it's like a thin one. It's like maybe an inch thick. Not like the ones back in the day, remember they were like 4 inches
4 inches
thick?
thick, yeah. Especially your area, they would have
Mhm.
been really thick. Mine have always
Yeah.
been
Yeah,
less
oh,
than
yeah.
Oh, because you're, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, gotcha. That makes sense.
yeah. And where I
But
live
yeah.
now is so rural that if there were a Yellow Pages, it would be like for, I don't know, everything downstate, and it would still only be like a half inch thick, and it would never yeah. I think
Oh,
our whole
man.
town would be like
That's
1 page. It's terrible, small. Not terrible,
that's
bad.
where you're at right now? Yeah.
Uh,
That's right now? Wow.
well,
Hmm.
not
Damn.
today right now, but where I live,
Right,
yes,
right.
it's
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
yeah, there's like 4 towns consolidate to make our school. It's and all of the towns have less than 1,000 people in them, all of them.
Wow.
Wow.
Mhm. You know
That's
everybody.
that's
Everybody knows you anyway.
there's probably 1,000 people in my neighborhood.
Yeah, we just
That's
talked about this,
insane to
my
think
husband and I,
that.
because we went on this cruise, and we went on one of those great big boats, a princess cruise,
Yeah.
and there
Mhm.
were more people that worked on the ship than
Oh, wow.
are in our school district. There are
Wow.
more people on the boat in general
Wow.
than there are, like, pretty much in our county.
Wow.
Wow.
That's so
That's
crazy,
crazy.
Totally. Oh my gosh. That's so crazy.
which makes it
Well, give
hard
every
marketplace because our
it makes
marketplace, I can't sell.
Oh.
There's not enough
Oh,
people.
yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Denver, you put something on and it'd sell within a week. Here, I put something
Yeah.
on and it'll sit there for years.
Oh, wow.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You guys
I
use
know.
marketplace?
Well, Amy doesn't have
Well,
Facebook.
Matt will list
Yeah.
yeah, Matt
I
will
I
list
do
stuff on
sometimes
Marketplace
for
for me.
like big things, and I've done it.
Big
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I did sell something last week though. I bought um it's like a trailer dolly for a boat so you can like move the boat around
Oh, I saw
and I
one.
bought it for a Oh yeah, I bought it for $100 at a yard sale and I sold it for 500 like 3 days, 3 or 4 days, well probably a week. A week after he listed it. We sold it for
That's
$500.
pretty nice.
So, wish they were all that easy. I know.
Yeah.
Totally.
Mhm.
I know, I know. It was great. Well, tell everybody all your social medias so everyone can go follow you.
Yeah.
I'm a rural squirrel on all platforms. So a rural squirrel on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, um, and now Discord. Today's my first day ever on Discord, so that's exciting. Yeah,
I
pretty much
know.
if
So
you
we're
if
so
you find me, it's a rural squirrel everywhere.
yeah. It's awesome. We love all of your content and everything
Mhm.
and
Thank
we're
you.
so glad that you could make time in your
Oh,
busy
I
busy month to come
super
on and
grateful to be
chit
able
chat with us.
yeah, you guys are cool. I love it that there is a girl presence out here that is like genuine and normal and talks about the same stuff that I want to know about. So I love it that you guys are out here.
Yeah,
Awesome.
like just chit chat. That's basically what we do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but still relatable. So that's super cool. It's really great
Yeah,
because you're doing this.
yeah,
I love it that you're shouting somebody out. The lifting up and shouting out was something that we love to do whenever we were doing our podcast.
Mhm.
It's a good thing. You guys are doing a
Yeah.
great thing.
mhm, yeah. We love it, and we appreciate you coming on.
Yes.
Having
Yes.
me so much.
Thanks so much for watching, and check out more of our videos right here. We're flipping out.